legislate except by means of a text, that is Quran or authentic Sunnah, or tawqif, for which there is no text, tawqif, for which there is no text, except from a companion, it is a bid'ah. Things connected to worship which are extracted from the customs of the disbelievers, it is a bid'ah, religious innovation. That which has been determined, as highly recommended, mustahab, some of us are familiar with this word, or mandub, something that has been determined as highly recommended to do by some scholars, especially these modern day scholars, and they have no evidence for the act that they're saying that it's okay to do. It's a bid'ah. Every type of worship in which the modality, the how do you do it, is not described except by a weak or forged hadith, it is a bid'ah. G, excessiveness in worship, bid'ah. H, every type of worship that Allah has left unrestricted, and then people restrict it with some limitations by means of place or time or description or number, or vice versa. Every type of worship that Allah has restricted, and the people make it unrestricted by means of place, time, description, or number, it is also a bid'ah. The general meaning of bid'ah is any and every new thing in religion, either addition or subtraction. That's the basic meaning of bid'ah. And it falls into two categories. And this is very, very important, brothers and sisters. This has to do with, this is a matter of life and death, literally. This is very, very important. There are two types of bid'ah. They only fall in two categories. One, al-bid'atul haqiqiyyah, and two, al-bid'atul idafiyya. Al-bid'atul haqiqiyyah is that pure bid'ah. It has no evidence from Quran. It has no evidence from Sunnah. It has no evidence from the companions. It has no evidence from the tabi'un, the companions of the companions. It is pure, 100%, government inspected, grade A, 14-karat bid'ah. Bid'atul idafiyya is a sunnah that's been done out of place, done in a wrong time, done at the wrong manner, or with the wrong manner, or with an increased or decreased number. That's bid'ah idafiyya. Now, we'd like to begin, inshallah. According to the majority, or according to many of the people of Tasawwuf, which is the Arabic word for Sufism, because we know Sufism is English, they claim that there are a number, or each one of the groups has their own claim to the origin of the word Sufism. Sufi is an active participle. Sufi, someone who practices Sufism. Muslim is an active participle for someone who has submitted and they're in the state of Islam. Sunni is an active participle for a person who is practicing the Sunnah. Now, according to the people of Sufism, of Tasawwuf, they claim that the word, some of them, Sufism, has its origin in the word Suf. Suf, meaning wool. Some of them also claim that the word Sufi is derived because of the people in al-Safful Muqaddam, or al-Safful Awwal, the first row. We line up for Salat, the best row for the men is the first row. So some Sufi groups say that the word Sufi is derived from as-Saf, the word Sad, Waw, Fa. Sufi, Saf. Safful Awwal, the first row, because that's the closest to Allah, the closest row to Allah. But the active participle for someone who is in the first row is called Sufi. If anyone knows Arabic, there's no way you can say Sufi. And the brother who is evidently Arabic is his language, he's shaking his head, yes. For someone to call themselves Sufi and connect it with Saf al-Awwal, they cannot call themselves Sufi. This is a mistake. They have to call themselves Sufi because they're in the first Saf. Some attributed to as-Safwa, the purity of the creation of Allah. But this active participle for this word will be Sufi. Sufi, not Sufi. So this is also a mistake for those who try to attribute it to the pure creation of Allah, as-Safwa. Then some others, they try to attribute it to an Arab tribe in early Islam called Sufa bin Bashar bin Adda Safawi. But this is also a mistake because number one, many or most of the people of Islam in the early days of Islam didn't even know who these people were. The chain of transmission is very faulty and shaky, so they cannot attribute it to even that. Some says that it comes from the word Safwatul Kifah. Safwatul Kifah is a lock of hair on the nape of the neck. And you cannot take the word Sufi from this also. So the majority opinion among the Sufis themselves is that the word Sufism comes from the word Suf because of one of two things. The wool cloak. Suf means wool. The wool cloak that the Prophet allegedly wore, I'm saying allegedly wore, or the people in the second generation after the companions in Al-Basra, the city called Al-Basra, who were practicing asceticism. Yes, and Basra, the brother is saying, is Iraq. And inshallah, the brother is, I think he's saying we should wait until everything is over. Now, before we say something, the key factor in what we're going to discuss in these short minutes, inshallah, is the difference between confusion, chaos, fitna, destruction, and maybe even damnation. Because if we have the basic knowledge of a thing and the basic understanding of something, we can avoid being placed in precarious situations if we have knowledge of something. According to the majority of the Sufis, and each one of them has their own tariqah, which we'll explain inshallah. The earliest, or one of the first Sufis, is Hasan al-Basri. Hasan al-Basri. Hasan al-Basri was a companion of the companions. He was a companion of the companions. He lived in the time of the companions, but he is known as a tabi'i, a companion of the companions. He was a very devout human being, very religious Muslim, and he tended to leave off or want to renounce the world. He tended to renounce the world. He didn't care that much about worldly things. But at the same time, Hasan al-Basri, radiallahu anhu, may Allah be pleased with him, was an extremely knowledgeable man in Islam. And his beliefs were of the mainstream beliefs of Islam, just like Abdullah ibn Abbas, just like Abdullah ibn Mas'ud, just like Aisha, just like Fatima, and his teacher was Ali, the fourth successor of the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Now the word Sufism or Tasawwuf was not known, and you can check this in any book by Muslims, Sufis or non-Muslims. The word Sufism was not known in the third generation, 3rd century. It was not known. The word Sufism, Tasawwuf, Sufiya, Sufi was unknown in the time of the Prophet, in the time of the companions of the Prophet, and the time of the companions of the companions of the Prophet. It was virtually unknown. You cannot find it in the Quran. You cannot find it in Hadith. You cannot even find it in a forged Hadith. And forged Hadiths are lies on the Prophet. You cannot even find it in a forged Hadith. It wasn't until after the 3rd century CE that the word Sufism came into being. And discussions were being made on this new thing, because it was